Madang crime rate dropping, says public. Madang Lae reconnects.
Our staff, they're working late into the nights.
And PNG women lose first leg of qualifier against New Zealand.
This is National EMTV News with Hope Imaka.
Hello and thank you for joining me. This is Saturday's news. The public in Madang has expressed satisfaction and gratitude towards the police for keeping law and order under control for 3 months now. The introduction of the footbeat patrol has seen police, especially the new recruits, present on the streets all day long.
Kidnapping, rapes, cold-blooded murders, houses torched to the ground, sea piracy, and hot on the list were the robberies, both minor and major last year compared to previous years. Surprisingly enough, the crime rate has dropped over the last 3 months with introduction of the police footbeat patrol in and around the town's hotspots like banks and the bus stop areas.
Thank you too much long. PPC yellow Madang, and walking good la pasin, putting more foot patrol. The silakan pasin must continue yet. You going up long by you come up kisim good la Madang more same before Madang.
I make me blow mama safe logo inside the store, buy more something, come outside.
The public said they realized the drop in crime as soon as the new PPC, Jacob Singura, took office in November last year and ordered a pre-Christmas New Year's operations the very following week.
We have to go out of our offices. Yes, we have a lot to do in the office, but the public would want to see us more on the streets.
Nonetheless, those traveling from out of town have also realized and are calling on the government to help beef up police presence along the highways.
Car come stop number there, so bien me come inside. Next morning me say come inside the town. Then big plus something where me walk about one pret.
PPC Singura at the Endover takeover ceremony last year made it very clear that the crime rate can be controlled if everyone works together. And by everyone, he means the public and the government leaders included.
If the leaders, national leaders can assist us, so as all the leaders down the line. If the government is coming down good to us, it flows down the line, down to the community, to the ward level.
Rachel Shise, National EMTV News, Madang.
The family and the relatives of grade 11 Bugandi student Tobias Hombi, who died from a bullet wound to his neck in 2013, is still waiting for justice to be served. Hombi was shot by a policeman during an attempt to disperse Lae secondary and Bugandi students involved in a school fight.
Justice must come up immediately. We wait in 3 years. We like in justice must come up, no one bill must come up.
A temporary bridge has been built at Menya in the middle Ramu area of Madang province to allow normal flow of traffic along the national highway. This follows last year's heavy rains that washed away the bridge's foundation.
Building bridges to connect places in the country remains a problem. This can be attributed to PNG's complex geographical view plus natural disasters that continue to destroy millions of kina worth of bridges and transport infrastructure network throughout the country. Like the Menya Bridge between Ramu Valley and the Usinobundi Mountain Pass, the Bailey Bridge collapsed after heavy rains broke away the bridge's foundation.
We hopefully expect to get the traffic over the bridge by Saturday this weekend.
The Menya Bridge was replaced with a much longer Bailey Bridge. The Works Department has been working around the clock since last December to reconnect Lae and Madang.
We have supplied a 15-bay compact 200 bridge that was kept for emergency. And we are now working together to get the access back on, get the vehicles have access over the bridge. We have our team, DOW staff from Madang and Lae working together. We have contractors and we are using the equipments, and also they are assisting with the loading of the bridge parts from Lae up to site. And now we got everything on site, and our staff, they are working late into the nights to get this bridge assembled and hopefully get it launched across the river.
Meanwhile, the national government with its donor partners have made commitments to rehabilitate national highways and roads throughout the country. The Highlands Highway is set for a major upgrade from Lae Morbe province to Tari in the Hela province and is said to be complete by 2018. Stanley Over Jr., National EMTV News.
Yangaru Sausia MP Richard Maru says more roads will be built to link villages in East Sepik's main economic corridor. This is to improve one of the government's key priority areas of transport infrastructure. Funds have been allocated for the construction of more trunk and feeder roads in the electorate. Fabian Haklitz has more.
They danced, they chanted as they celebrated another historical milestone, the opening of a new road project, the Nongori to Para Road that cost 300,000 kina, funded under the District Services Improvement Program funds of the Yangaru Sausia electorate in the Sepik province. Morning has now turned into dancing for locals living along the Nongori Para Road and the Numbo local level government. Over the last 50 years, road access was very difficult. Words of thank you expressed in songs and chants to the sitting MP Richard Maru for the change that has happened in the community.
Successive government over the years had done, I can say, not much, but until then, the recent member Richard Maru decided that he sees the road as a special need to bring about the most needed basic service to the people.
The Yangaru Sausia district heavily invested on priority sectors to ensure people are involved in economic activities for wealth and sustainability. Mr. Maru challenged locals to take ownership of assets for more developments.
You look at the service, you rush him steam, you rush him white soup, then come and talk to me about more service.
According to local MP Richard Maru, more road projects are expected to be built in future. This is to ensure that there is accessibility for government services. In Para Village, East Sepik Province, Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News.
Among other stories after the break, recruits complete financial training workshop and church-government partnership continues to build infrastructure in East Sepik. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. The government of New Zealand has provided additional financing of 7.4 million kina to expand the electricity grid in rural areas of Papua New Guinea. The project is funded through a New Zealand government grant administered by Asian Development Bank to PNG Power Limited. The autonomous region of Bougainville, West New Britain and Northern Provinces will see the rehabilitation of hydropower plants. Treasury Minister Patrick Pruich, ADB Governor and PNG Power's John Yanis signed formal documents in Port Moresby yesterday. Over 270 recruits at the Bomana Police Training College have completed a financial training workshop yesterday. It was conducted by Westpac Bank, stressing the importance of budgeting money while earning a regular income. The college management believes the workshop will train recruits to make economic decisions when they pass out from Bomana.
The training covered a range of basic knowledge on savings, budgeting and spending. Though these are familiar areas when it comes to managing finance, the trainer who conducted the workshop said many people still make unwise decisions when spending their money. The training comes as a positive approach for recruits to differentiate their needs from their wants and invest wisely.
We're fortunate to have them to talk about how we can manage what we get.
Financial education is an area the national government has invested in since 2012 because of the high financial illiteracy rate in Papua New Guinea. A recent study conducted by Bank of PNG revealed that 7 out of every 10 people in rural areas are financially illiterate or do not have access to basic financial information. Thus, BPNG, through financial institutions, have been conducting such trainings in communities to increase people's knowledge on the importance of practicing a savings culture.
It's also part of our training program that we like to allow the recruits to learn outside of the normal core police subjects.
For these recruits, it is an opportunity to further their understanding on financial literacy, and much focus was given to saving money for the rainy day. Thekla Gunga, National, EMTV News.
The new double-story classroom for the St. Arnold Johnson Primary School in Yanguru Sausia Electorate is a boost to the education sector. The church-run agency school has received support from the Yanguru Sausia Members Office under the district's funds that allowed for the construction of the new infrastructure. According to the organization committee, the new buildings will be commissioned soon. St. Arnold Johnson Primary School is one of the first Catholic schools in East Sepik Province. The PNG Health Support Workers Association will soon elect its office bearers for 2016 to 2017. The push for election is for the association to negotiate with Department of Personnel Management over outstanding log claims. The schedule for the election has been approved by the Electoral Commission.
The importance of the election is for the association to negotiate with the Department of Personnel Management and National Department of Health on the law claim that was submitted last year.
Our department is genuine. They knew that our health support workers are very, very important people to the department.
The association feel that they have been overlooked by the Department of Personnel Management. They say they work without proper services.
I'm urging the DPM that this is not a new thing. DPM has been favoring the clinical staff, telling that clinical are the special, and they are the dirty workers. That is not true.
With respect to nurses, doctors, CSWs, and the other counterparts, but what we want is our members, they take home enough to take them for the next fortnight. That's it. That's what we want.
The election for its office bearers will be in 2 parts. The NCD position for the national president, senior vice president, vice president and treasurer. The general secretary position will only be appointed by the national executives after the declaration of results. The Electoral Commission appointed Rosalind Tobagani as their recruiting officer. The election will be for its 2,000 plus members from 15 provinces that were recruited by the interim executive.
Once it's complete, we know that we will become the legal elected officers in our provinces. Also, as the national executives will be legal, and they can head on with the activities.
Marilyn Diaukatam, National, EMTV News.
Trukai Sports is next. All the details after these messages. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. New Zealand has defeated Papua New Guinea by 7-1 in the first leg of Olympic qualifiers in Lae. The football ferns outclassed their opponents in a show of superiority. Jeremy Moggy from Lae.
Papua New Guinea's lack of match experience leading into these qualifiers are coming back to haunt them as New Zealand ran rampant in the first half, racing off to a 4-0 lead by half-time. PNG had a lot of frustration early on as New Zealand dominated the entire match. 3 more goals early in the second half, forcing PNG coach Lisa Cole to make drastic changes. But by then, the rout had already been complete. The only highlight? When striker Megan Gunemba came off the bench to smash one home for the home side in the 74th minute. Both sides will now travel to New Zealand immediately for the second leg, but it does appear as if the damage has already been done, and many are questioning whether PNG football had done enough to prepare our women's national team. Jeremy Moggy, National, EMTV Sports.
In NSL, Hekari United hammed Erema Gulf FC 9-3 in a thrilling encounter over at the Bissini grounds today. Hekari fullback turned striker Koryak Upaiga and lone striker Tommy Semi led the charge with both men scoring a hat-trick. Shane Soroya reports.
Erema Gulf FC found himself up against Telecom National Soccer League giants, Hekari United, in round 8 today. Hekari were first to post points on the board to striker Tommy Sami, Koryak Upaiga and Sammy Campbell. Erema started slow but soon picked up the pace and replied with a goal by Gary Moka and striker Tau Winnie. Hekari, however, dominated the second quarter of the match with counter-attacks, putting Erema goalkeeper Michael Miro on the back foot on numerous occasions, before adding another 2 points on the board to lead by 5-3 at half-time. The second half was all Hekari, mounting pressure on Erema's backline defense, with flawless attacks by Tommy Semi and Koryak Upaiga. In the midfield, Captain David Muta directing traffic, combining well with Wirawama to set up Semi and Upaiga. Hekari's Rodney Mobia also joining the action from the bench to add a goal to his name. As the match went on, the contest became increasingly physical, and a number of challenges saw players receive final warnings. Erema resorted to some long shots but never found success. Coach Jerry Allen said his team lacked a bit of composure in the first half, but regained control in the second half, and complimented the team for the effort in the full 90 minutes of the game.
I'm really proud of the boys, especially we score more goals. But in the first half, I'm not really happy with the boys because we give the ball away. Maybe the sun is very hot, but shouldn't be any excuse for us. We give big pressure to Erema, especially in the first half. They really gave us the good game. But in the second half, we managed to settle down. Especially we maintain position and people play game when we play absolute play. So in the second half, the boys stick to the plan and we played and score more goals.
Hekari, wrapping a comfortable victory over Erema Gulf FC, now remains unbeaten after round 8 of the Telecom National Soccer League. Shane Soroya, National EMTV Sports.
In other matches played, FC Pom beat Rapatona 3-0. FC Pom's frontman Nathan James scored all 3 goals to claim the man of the match. Sports development programs in Papua New Guinea must try to target communities where many raw and talented sportsmen and women are centered. This was a concern raised by officials of a soccer tournament in East Subic province. It was noted that the selection seemed to focus more in urban centers.
Papua New Guinea sports development programs must be made access to all citizens, whether in the urban or rural areas. Boram sports tournament officials raised this concern relating to selection of players, especially those who represent the country in international sporting events. Papua New Guinea has many raw and talented future sporting ambassadors, but one issue is how the development program is implemented. For this reason, the Boram Sports Association has kick-started a tournament to identify young and nurture potentials.
Okay, the particular objectives that we organize these games is CPIC. We have many talented people in playing soccer. That's why we, the vote 10, 13, 11, and vote 12 and 14, we're trying to break away from the WFA. We're trying to form our own association so that we can advertise our young talented players in soccer.
Meanwhile, officials revealed hosting the tournament for 3 consecutive years now aim to create a trouble-free community.
The purpose of this tournament is to keep the students and the youth of the surrounding communities busy and keep them away from things like drugs, like homebrew, keep them away from anything that is violence in the community.
Forwards have competed in the men's and women's division.
Officials thanked the major sponsor, Bits and Pieces, for investing and promoting sportsmanship in the country. Fabian Hakelitz, National MTV Sports.
That concludes our sporting bulletin. We'll have the weather details when we come back.
Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
Your weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. In the southern region, fine for all centers. In the Momasa region, evening showers for Lae, showers for Madang, Wewak and Vanimo. In the New Guinea Islands, shower or two for Lorangau, fine for Kokopo, Rabaul and Buka, and mostly fine for Kavieng and Kimbe. And in the Highlands region, overnight showers for all centers. That's how we end the news, sports and weather for Saturday, the 23rd of January 2016. From all of us, good night.